Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, and look what you can see there. You can see Project, what is he called? Loopy Harold. Project Loopy Harold. Let's go. Quickly say, I've recorded this little clip now after I've done all this today, and I just wanted to say before you watch it, it didn't work, but watch and learn, and hopefully what I learn, hopefully you will. I'll have another little chat with you at the end of the video, but yeah, it didn't work, but stay tuned and see what happened. Right, we're back in Loopy Harold again. If you remember the saga of the speedo. So this is the turn those off. This is the saga of the oh, blimmin' wipers. The saga of the speedo. If you remember, we changed the speedo on this because we had a speedo that was having flashing lights on. I think it was the engine one there. I can't remember what the other ones were now. When you got the indicator on, mainly when the engine's running. What I noticed on this one the other day is just by the 50 mile an hour marker, just above there. You can't see it in this light. I'll try and zoom in on it. You can just about see it. You see the power steering. So this is the new one that I bought on eBay. I actually bought this off of one of the channel viewers, so I can't remember your name, but I'm not blaming you because you probably wouldn't have noticed it. I didn't notice it until it was night time. But that is on all the time. It's on now, and now it will, if you can just about see it there, you can see that steering there, and then it will go out any second now. Now I've taken the key out. There you go, it's gone out now. So that's one of those classic errors, although it's a very minor part of it. So I am sort of tempted to leave it. You can see it lit up there, and it's gone out now. There are no other errors on this, but what I have got, the original one that I took out of the car, I've got two here. I've shown you these before. So one of these is the original one I took out of the car, which has got all the errors on it, and the other one, I can't remember at the moment which one's which, so I'm going to have to put them back in temporarily. One of them is an old one that I had. If you remember before, we spoke about I sent one of them to Sean in the Isle of Wight for him to test when he was having problems with his speedo and his airbag lights and so on, and the one that I sent him, the centre isn't working. Now because of that, we don't know what the mileage is or anything on that speedo. So I think what I'm going to do, I've not done this before, and I know it's a thing that you can do. The centre of, as I say, I'm not sure which one's which, but the centre LCD screen, which often goes on these, I've got two people at the moment who I'm going to be changing them for because that centre LCD screen has gone. So one of them has got a good centre LCD screen and the problem with the lights around the outside, which is the one that was in the car. Sorry, my wife just came and spoke to me. So yeah, so one of them, this one has got, or one of them has got good LCD, bad round the outside. The other one has got good round the outside and bad LCD. So my plan is, I think you can already guess, is to swap the LCD from the original one that was in this car to the other one. Now I don't know whether I'll be able to use it in this car because I don't know what the mileage is. So if it's higher than the car, and I can't actually top my head, I can't even remember what the mileage is on this car. I think it's high 60s, early 70s, I think. I can't really remember. I think it's 69,000 or something like that. Anyway, whatever it is. So if it's higher than that, obviously I can reduce, sorry, if it's lower than that, I can obviously increase it. I can't decrease it using MES. There are systems out there, which I have put some feelers out about, that you can actually do up and down. They're not massively expensive, but I emailed a company that sells them and asked them if it will work on a Fiat 500, and they never replied to me. That was over Christmas, but for some bizarre reason they haven't replied, so that's broken off. I broke those the other week. So yeah, that's the plan. So to identify which one's which, they're obviously both the same. They've both got the white surround. Some have black, some have yellow, and so on. They're both the same, basically the same speedo. Well, let's have a look at the years on them actually. Oh, that hasn't got a sticker on it, that one. That one has. No, that one's 2014. So this is a what I've forgotten. This is an LP11. This is LP11, isn't it? So I imagine this is the one, because 2014 Speedo would not be in an 11 plate car unless it's been changed before, of course. So I think this is the original, which you can hear. I mean, what's that all about? This is the one that's obviously got the dodgy outside. I think I'm right in. So something in there is floating around. Not quite sure what. So the plan is take the good LCD out of here, probably out of here, and put it in there. That should give me a good speedo. If it's got too high mileage to use in this car, I'll sell it on eBay. Why not? So this one, if I can't use that one after I've changed it in this car, I will leave this one in here. That steering wheel thing will just have to stay like it. So you can barely see it. You can see it at night, but you can barely see it. But I need to take this one out, plug the other ones in just to verify what I'm saying. So I'll be back in a second when I've taken this one out and put the other one in, or put one of the other ones. Swapped them over. That was the one that was in there, and this is the one that's not got a label on it. So I think this is the one that came out of this car. Let's switch it on and find out. Yeah, 68,000. If I indicate, yeah, see, I can see the airbag light is vaguely on. I think you need to start the engine with this. I don't really want to start the engine too much on this, because as you know, we haven't got any water in, any coolant in it. So I'm going to start this up anyway, just to double check. Oh, battery's not too fantastic. Okay, yeah, here we go. See the engine light flashing. So I want to take, let's stop it. I want to take this speedo out, the LCD out, which works perfect, and put it in there. Obviously the mileage is stored within the speedo itself. The screen is just a display, which has got like a computer ribbon cable with a little computer, bit like an SSD drive. Right, this is the other one. So let's switch it on. There you go, nothing on the screen. There's power to the screen because you can see it goes very slightly orange, but nothing shows on it. Oh, that's interesting. This one must be out of a newer car because it's got a tyre pressure gauge on it. Now you can see that indicator there. Is that a bit lit up? I think it is actually. I think this one's a bit on the faulty side as well, because that I don't know if it's my imagination, but that indicator there looks like it's green. So maybe this is not going to work because this one is faulty anyway. Oh, that's a nuisance. Let's start it up quickly. I'll turn the lights on. I don't look. The engine's still playing up on this. So there's nothing else flashing. Well, maybe not actually. Maybe not, you know. No, it looks alright actually. So this must have, because this came out of a later car which had the tyre thing, that's flashing. So of course this hasn't got tyre pressure sensors. So I wonder if that means that that's going to actually go all the time. So I may be able to disable that in MES on the car. Oh, it's stopped now. Stopped flashing, but it's still on. We might be able to reset that once we've got that working. I might be able to reset it, even though this car hasn't got them. I might be able to reset it or switch it off in MES, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So yeah, if I indicate, it's okay. Indicate there, it's okay. Turn the lights on. Yeah, there's no other lights coming up. I think that was my imagination that indicator was slightly lit. Don't think it is. Let's just take the keys out and watch it. No, it's not. I don't think so. Let me just watch it until the lights would. Yeah, no, they have actually. They are very, very, very dim, and then they go off, but very dim. So even this one's not perfect. So this is such a common error. So I'm gonna get on and do this now. So I'm gonna get a couple of screwdrivers. I don't know what screwdrivers I need. I don't know what tools I need. I think. Looking at some of the ones I've seen on eBay, you can buy those panels for the earlier models, for the 2008 to mid 210. You can buy those for about £85, but you can't seem to get them for the later ones, which is a bit of a nuisance, because that would have been easier just to buy a new centre. So yeah, I know there's no soldering to do. As far as I'm aware, it's 4 screws. So once I get the back off, hopefully it'll be easy enough to get to. But we'll see. If you know, if I've got to dismantle the whole thing, I might end up breaking it anyway. But they're not of really much use to me unless I can fix them. So we'll give it a go. So we'll be back shortly when we get indoors. Right, so I brought it upstairs by the computer. So we've got a few screws here to take out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and another one at the top there. 7 screws. So we won't bore you completely with all the screws. So I'll put it on fast forward while I'm doing these. That's all the screws out. Now if I remember rightly, there's some tabs. I think these white plastic tabs here all the way around, you've got to release those and then the back just pulls off. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this on camera. It might be a bit awkward, but I'll try. If we push them in, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be able to film it because I'm going to have to hold it close to my body to do it, I think, and it's just going to be awkward. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to prise that off. So as you can see, it's these little white tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got to remove those and then the back will just come off. So I'm going to pause it until I've got that off, or until I'm about to pull it off. I just remembered we've got more screws as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 around the outside as well. So let's take those out as well. Right, that's all the screws out. Now I think that may come out a bit easier now. So I think from memory we had to lift, start at one corner, lift the tab. Not sure if this is on camera. Oops. I don't want to break it, obviously. Oh, here we go. Lift the tab and it pushes off. Got to be careful. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's coming away now. Oh, there's another tab at the bottom there. A black tab. Probably on both sides. Actually, no, those tabs that I said I was releasing, they are not for that. They must be to take another part of it off. So it's actually just now pulling apart. There we go. Oh, okay, so that removes, I think we need to take those knobs off the front. Which are broken anyway on this one. But okay, so that just takes the front bit out. Okay, so we'll put that bit to one side. So that's how you get the glass off if you want to change the glass at some point. Okay, so now we have to get to the back bit. Oh, right. So now I think it's these tabs that need to be released. So that's how you get the back off. So in theory, you don't actually need to get that front off to do this. So I'm going to do my best to get this off like this and I'll come back. Right, that was a bit tricky to get that off. It was quite difficult using 2 hands to try and compress the tab and then pull it a little bit to get it started. Once I got it started, it came off okay. So that obviously reveals the reverse of the circuit board. Now we've got little tabs all the way around on here, which I'm assuming if we loosen, hopefully the same thing will apply. It will just pop off, which it doesn't seem to be doing. Obviously I need to be gentle with this. So this is the computer cable we were talking about, where it just plugs in. So we need to somehow get this to come off. Not very easily by the looks of things. I'm going to figure out how to do it, and then again I'm going to come back again. So we've got, seems to 3 tabs. Oh, actually no, is that tabs there as well? No, don't think so. Or maybe it is. Yeah, there's seems to be lots of tabs on there. So you've got a tab there, tab top, tab top. Seems to be another one there, and then another one at the bottom. Sorry, 3 there, one there, one there, one there, and then another one at the bottom. So I don't know how you're supposed to do that, but we'll get them off somehow, and then we'll come back. Oh, there's some little black ones as well. Just noticed. Yeah, there's a lot. Oh, hang on. If I compress that. Ah, hang on. Oh no, that's the front of it coming off now. Oh, that's taken the entire front off now, which I didn't need to do. Well, that's how you access the bulbs, actually. You take that front off and you can see all the little LED lights. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, we'll come back once we figure out how to get this circuit board off. It was just a matter of depressing those tabs and it came off. So that's the circuit board. So I think when you have these things repaired, I don't know whether they physically do anything to these. I guess there must be things on here that, I don't know, joints that dry or something like that. I don't know enough about electronics to figure that out. But so we got the, it'd be a miracle if this works when we put it back together. So it still doesn't actually reveal any screws for this. Maybe it's not screwed in. Maybe it just pulls out. Ah, yeah, it does. It just pulls out. There we go. So it is a possibility. It may be that I didn't need to take that back bit off. The front bit off, rather. But as this is the donor one, it doesn't really matter, because this is the good screen. So we're going to put this good screen, hopefully, and replace it with the bad screen on the other one. So I'm going to put all this stuff to one side. When I do the other one, I'm going to try and do it without taking that circuit board off. I'll try and pull it out from the front, which I think probably you can do. So once you get that front off, because that's only connected by the by there and these little tabs, so I think release those 2 middle tabs and that will pull out, so it doesn't even need to be screwed in. Hopefully that's see, I'm assuming that is also an electrical connection as well, and who knows, yeah, it does, that plugs in, is that, but yeah, that plugs into there. Whether that connection, something happens with that, and that's what stops it from working. It's probably a resistor in there somewhere that just needs replacing. It's probably not the LCD screen that goes wrong. But what I'm going to do is I'll put all this stuff to one side, obviously keep that to one side, and then I'm just going to take the other one apart, just leave the front of it, just take the front off, and then leave and see if we can get it apart that way, and then we'll come back again. Right, so I've got the front off again by doing undoing the screws and then undoing the one little tab. Of course I do need to get the back off, because I can't get to the ribbon cable without taking the back off. So again, we need to go around and do these tabs, but we don't need to take the front off. I mean, the front only came off before because I think those, once I had the circuit board exposed, I was releasing some of the tabs, and I think that's what released this. So we don't need to do that. So I'm just going to get this back off, and then yet again we will come back. So that was actually a lot easier that time. So basically what you do is you stick a screwdriver under the tab and then you push it on that bit and it sort of prizes it out. So I literally did that one in about a minute. Right, so looking at the back of this one, you've got 2 white tabs, which I believe are these 2 tabs. They're lined up, they're in line, so it's these 2 here. So that's what holds the front LCD on. So we remove, so this is the bad one, which is plugged in, because I was thinking maybe it's just come unplugged, but it hasn't. I mean, it could be the circuit board, of course, we don't know that yet. We're assuming it's the LCD. And then all we do now is, if we release those 2 tabs, I don't want the front to fall off at the moment, but I think if we release those 2 tabs, it should, he says, just pull off. Am I doing the right ones here, or is it those ones? Maybe it's those ones. I'm just trying to compress them and then pull. That's it, it's coming. Here we go. That's it. There you go. So that's the bad one. So that wasn't too bad, was it? That way we haven't had to take any of the we haven't actually taken the circuit board out, so that's better, of course. So now we can put this front one in, the good one in, and it should just slot in. and with a bit of luck, it will just. These are obviously a connection here. I mean, that actually comes out. I'm not going to pull it right out, but it does actually come out. So that's obviously probably the connection that this connects to, that the ribbon cable connects to, and it goes into the back of there. Obviously part of the circuit board. So so yeah, we're going to do that now. Okay, so somehow that needs to feed round. Which side does that go? That goes in there. So that needs to feed round through there, so I can plug it in. Hopefully, we'll go round no trouble. Yeah. Oops. And then that needs to plug in. The light's not very good here, but that needs to plug in. Oh, this is awkward. See, those pins need to line up. Not the tabs, but the pins where it goes into the circuit board. They obviously need to line up, and it's difficult to see with the light. I'm going to try and put the torch on my phone actually. Give me a bit of extra light. Right, that gives me a bit more light now that's on. So I need to line up, where are we? Wrong side. Line up the tabs where it slips back in and the electrical connections. So as far as I can see, they are lined up. Because obviously we don't want to bend them. It's tricky. I think they're lined up. It's not pushing in, so I think maybe they're not lined up. They look like they are. Very tricky. Oh, here we go. That's it. That's it. Just got to push that tab home, which it's not doing. Somehow. Yeah, it's not quite right, that. Why is that not quite right? It's gone in one side, but not the other. For some reason. Let's release it again. Blimey. There we go. Right, why is that not gone in properly, I wonder? Oh look, that's come. Oh, actually, it might be easier to do it that way. So that, the bit that plugs in is now pushed into the circuit board, and I'm going to try doing it the other way around. I'm going to try and, of course we don't, maybe that's the way it's supposed to be done, who knows. So I need to feed that cable through again. Yeah, maybe that's how you do it. So it's on the circuit board first. It's even more difficult to see whether it's going in the right place now. That's it. That's it. It's in. I think. Is that in? I think so. Not sure actually. Yeah, oh yeah, of course it's got to. I was looking, there was a gap just there, but of course the reason there's a gap there is for the speedo needle to move. Yeah, there's a gap from where the 0 is. Sorry, the rev counter round to the end. So yeah, that is in. That is in. So now we connect that to the circuit board like that, and then that should be it. So all I've got to do now is put it back together. So do I want to put the whole thing back together, or should we try it like that? I think I'm going to try it like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the battery terminal off, the earth terminal, plug it in, put it into position, and then put the earth terminal back on and see what happens. What do we think? Is it going to work? Let's try it. Let's go back down to the car, give it a try. Right, I did notice when I opened the car door, it's not right. If I turn it on, you'll see. So it says sport mode and stop and start, and if you look at possibly ice on road, the characters are upside down. Now this isn't in the incorrect. This isn't in. You can't put it in incorrectly. You can only go in one way. So you've got the fuel on the left hand side, which is obviously not working correctly because it's got funny little bars, 2 funny little bars, and the bottom bar is completely empty. It says it's in sport mode. This is a lounge, hasn't got sport mode. Now this is the LCD that came out of the speedo that was in this car. So I can only think that the speedo that I've put it into is not the same. Otherwise it would just work. So I reckon the speedo that the actual speedo that's in there now, not the LCD panel, but the actual speedo, must have come out of a twin air, I reckon. Because on the right hand side there, where you can see of the speedo where there's nothing, on the twin air you would have an eco meter there. And the temperature's at the top rather than down the side. So yeah, this speedo must have come out of a twin air. Now I don't even know where I got this speedo from, but this doesn't fill me full of encouragement for doing it, because as long as yeah, I don't know now. So I don't know now whether that's because it's out of another car or what. So if I put the lights on, what does it do then? Nothing in particular. Shows the lights are on, but pretty little else. Yeah, so that's not wholly successful. But as I say, I'm not sure I've done anything wrong. I just think it's come out of the wrong car. So what I'm going to do for the time being is I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to swap them back over again. Put the original one back in this one, because if it did happen to be just incorrect terminals or something like that, then it might just miraculously start working again. But that's really weird. So I know this came out of a 2014 car, and I know it came out of the pre-facelift because it's got the tyre pressure sensors on, which this one, so that would be like the 2015 upwards one, or possibly 2014 upwards. So that could be an incompatibility. And as I say, you've got the temperature up there, and you've got normally would have the eco meter there, and it says it's in sport mode, which it clearly isn't. Interesting. What happens if I press stop start? Nothing. Or maybe the engine needs to be running for that, I don't know. Okay, so we'll back to the drawing board a little bit. I'm going to swap them back over and then see what happens. Well, I managed to get this. This is the one that I took the LCD out of. So if you remember, when I was upstairs in taking it apart, I took literally everything came off the front. All the dials, everything came out, and it was all in bits. So it took me about 10 or 15 minutes to put it all back together, figure out how it goes back together. And I did discover something. I can't really show you on this, but basically this black outline here, this whole piece fits on to and it slots in, and it's only quite flimsy. So you know when you get these bleeding lights, I don't think it's a fault on the actual circuit board itself. What I think has happened is I think part of this edging has lifted and is just allowing a little bit of light to bleed from one bulb into the other. I don't think it's anything to do with the circuit board. So when people have sent these off to have them repaired, what I reckon they've done is maybe put some glue on it or something, or double-sided tape, and just stuck it down so it doesn't bleed. If that's the case, then that's a really easy fix. Now, because I've taken all this one off, this had one, where was it? Is this the one that had one at, no, that's the other one that was in the car. So this was the 40 one, I think, wasn't it, that came out of the car originally, I think. Yeah, it was. And we had the business here. So it'd be interesting to see now I've had that all off and put it all back on again, it'd be interesting to see if it still does that. So it's all plugged in. Let's put the keys in. Because if that is, then that is a right result, and it's also a bit of a con when you send them off to people and they charge you 150 quid to fix them, because it's not actually the bulbs. Let's try it. Why is my display not working? Oh my god, you're having a laugh. Have I put the wrong display back in it? We've got no display. No, look, we've got lots of bleeding here. Now, this is weird. I'm sure we didn't have all that bleeding before, did we? I'm going to start the engine on this one. I've got no display. Why haven't I got any display? Now, engine light's got off. Let's see if it does it. No, it is still doing it. Let me see if the actual light... Oh, no, it is. No, I'll take that back. So the actual light itself is flashing. But I've got no freaking display. Oh, maybe I've put the wrong one back in. And these are on dimly. Let's have a look. No, there's no lights on there. That's weird. Oh. So where's that light bleeding through from? So if I push that back onto it hard, it's still doing it, isn't it? If I pull it away, see what I mean? So we know those lamps aren't on, but they appear, almost appear, to be bleeding. But on that one, it actually is flashing. The orange LED is actually flashing. But why have I got no display? Have I put the wrong one back? Maybe I have. Oh dear. Right, let's go. I'm going to go and get the other one and bring it down here and try it, rather than keep going up and down, up and down. Right, be back in a sec. So that wasn't overly successful. So I put the old one back in, and I did film it. Unfortunately, when I filmed it, I had my finger over the lens, so I got no picture, just sound. So I'm not going to bother refilming it. So yeah, so I got confused as to which is the good LCD and which is the duff LCD. Neither of them seem to work now. So I haven't put it back in the original one where it's all over the place. But I don't know which one's which, so I've given up on it at the moment. So I don't know whether I've done something to it that's made it kaput and not work, or whether there was something wrong with the circuit boards as well. I've got no way of knowing. So I'm keeping everything. I'm keeping all the parts, and then in the future, when we get another one that's got faults in it, we'll experiment with that as well. So I actually learned quite a lot from that, knowing that you don't have to take the complete thing apart. I now know how to get them out. Hopefully you do too as well. So hopefully that will help anyone on the channel that wants to take their speedo apart for whatever reason, whether it be to change the glass or to, you know, do what I've just done. But yeah, it was worth a try. Nothing ventured, nothing gained and all that. And I'm going to stick another little bit at the beginning of the video, which you would have already seen, but this video is warts and all. If I do stuff wrong, I want to show you that I've done stuff wrong. You know, I've never done this before. It was an experiment. I got it apart, I got it back together, but they don't work properly, so we don't know why at the moment. So yeah, I like to have my videos warts and all. So, you know, not everything is plain sailing, and I just wanted to show you the entire thing. So it actually turned into a relatively long video. I think it's over half an hour long. So I'm going to stick this video out on its own. It's not a massive Loopy Harold video because it's all about the speedo pretty much. In fact, no, it is all about the speedo. But it's another video, and so I learned from it. I know how to do it now, even though it didn't work. I know how to do it, and it show you how to do it as well. So that is this video for now. I hope you did enjoy it, and hopefully it was informative in some small way. If you've never been on the channel before, please subscribe. It does help the channel. Please make a comment. I'll answer any comments. I'll give it the little heart and the little thumbs up. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up. I don't want any thumbs down. Thank you very much. But yeah, stay safe. See you on the next one.